We were just talking.
You and Cam? You and Cam?
Yeah, and I said, well, none of us ever ended up in jail. And he said, no, I said, we didn't. But I said, I'll tell you what. He said, if I had ever ended up in jail and it was time for me to be released, and I'd say, keep me here. I don't want to go home and face my dad. And I started to laugh. And he said, he was serious. He said, it's not funny, Helen. He said, would you want to go home and face me if you'd ever been in jail? No.
That's funny.
He never hit us. We did once, so he spanked me once. I remember.
Dad never spanked me.
I remember what for. I don't remember what I did.
Dad, but he did knee me in the butt one time.
He kneed you.
You know, just kind of lift up your knee.
Yeah.
He was standing behind me. Mike knows this story. He said, where's the Pepsi? And, you know, we used to keep it out in the entrance.
Yeah.
Because it was cold out there. And this is when, remember that TV show Zoom?
No.
We used to watch, it was on PBS.
Yeah.
And they were all kids that were our age, like in grade school.
Yeah.
And they spoke this language called ubby-dubby.
Oh, okay.
And Dad asked me where the Pepsi was, and I answered him in ubby-dubby.
You just said ubby-dubby?
No, I said ibbits ibben dibby ebben tribbins.
You said what?
I told him it was in the entrance.
Okay.
But in ubby-dubby, it's ibbits ibben dibby ebben tribbins. And he didn't want to, he was like, I just want to know where the Pepsi is.
So he booted you, huh?
He did.
He didn't laugh either, I'll bet.
Nope. He didn't know what ubby-dubby was. He just wanted the answer.
Say it again.
Ibbits ibben dibby ebben tribbins.
And you did that.
I did.
Big mistake.
Oh, it ended up being nothing, but I thought, you've never spanked me. He's never laid a finger on me.
That's funny. No, he never did. Did you ever spank Rita?
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
What did he
Because she and I went down to the barn, and we got that new barn door. And the old barn door...
Oh, she left it open, and it blew off.
The old barn door, we could crawl under it and go see the new kittens. Well, then when the new barn door came, it was hanging real low, and we couldn't crawl under the door anymore.
Uh-huh.
And so we both probably opened up the door. It was just me and Rita.
Yeah.
And we left the door open. And like kids do. And the next day we got up, and the door was laying on the ground. That big door.
You couldn't get it shut, huh?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything about it except for seeing the door. And I know why we went in the barn to see the kittens. Probably the cows were there and we didn't want to go that way.
Uh-huh.
And so we went through we would crawl under. Did you ever see those holes that we used to do?
No, I probably didn't pay attention.
It's like dogs were digging. I mean, it really.
Okay, yeah.
But when we got the new door, like I said, it went too far down and we couldn't, our holes were covered up too low. We couldn't fit under anymore.
Uh-huh.
So Rita opened the door. The next day the door was on the ground. Who was down there? Teresa and Rita. Well, Rita was the oldest, so I think that's why she got a spanking.
Oh, my God. Who told on you?
I don't know. Somebody said, well, we saw them going down and looking at the kittens or whatever, but really... Check to make sure all the doors are, check before y'all go to bed.
That you did.
I don't remember.
Right, never. You could have gone in through the other, the cows might have been up.
The cows were there, and we didn't like going through when the cows were there.
Yeah.
Because we would run, once in a while, we would run by them, and it scared us to death. Because
really?
they were big. We were little kids.
Were big, yeah. And you didn't know what they were going to do.
Mm-mm. And they didn't chase.
No, they never did.
We could have just walked by, but nobody said.
And they would have stood there and watched you go.
Mm-hmm. And they did, but I think I remember running by the cows just once. I was scared.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what happened. And that's the story I remember. Now, if that's really what
That's
happened,
what-
I don't.
That's the story she remembers.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's probably the way it was.
Because I remember looking out the window, and that door was laying on the ground.
Oh,
Because a big wind came up that night, and
And
a
blew it.
storm, and blew it down.
a brand new door.
Brand new door.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that would not too good.
that didn't go over real good with
Not
Dad.
good.
I remember I used to follow him around out in the tool shed. I just follow him everywhere, and one time he walked from the tool shed to the gas pump.
Yeah.
To the tool shed, he was just walking back and forth and
Uh-huh.
back and forth. And he did that to see how long I was going to
how
follow
long he
him.
walked.
And I kept following him.
And what do you do?
He stopped. And I said, "Where are we going?" He said, "I'm just seeing how long you're going to follow me."
Is that what he said?
I think he probably had to go pee or something, you
Oh,
know.
that's funny.
And I was just little. I was like, "Where are we going?" He was just walking back and forth. And one time I was out there with him, and it was real cold outside. And his eyes were watering because it was so cold. And he told me that the radiators froze. And I don't know anymore if it was the truck or the car
Yeah.
or what, but I remember the radiators had froze. And I thought he was crying
Oh,
because,
sure, because you saw the
yes,
water.
yes, but it was cold, and that's
Yeah,
what
oh,
was
yeah.
going on, you know. But I thought he was crying because the
And you felt bad.
block froze, you know. I felt bad for him.
Oh, yeah.
I sure did. But I did. I love being out there. And we'd go out there and we'd use the soldering gun. And I know we probably didn't put anything away.
Probably not. He never liked that.
Well, he never said anything to us.
He didn't care if you took anything, but put it back where.
I don't think.
Because he always kept things in a certain place.
I know he did.
And that way, when he wanted it, he'd get it.
And that's how I am too. I put where are the scissors?
They better be in there. Yeah, because I know where they.
One time the scissors kept disappearing, and so I tied a string to the scissors, and then I tied it to the door door handle. I go to get the scissors, and somebody took the scissors and cut the string.
Got a knife and cut up.
They took the scissors and cut the string that I used to keep the scissors up where I wanted them. And Bill has a knife, a buck knife, not a buck knife, but a pocket knife. And he keeps it, and I use that to open up the boxes. So a knife better, where's the knife? Because I see him grab a steak knife and open everything up.
Uh-huh.
He uses a steak knife. Do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But I like using the pocket knife for that stuff. He's had that knife for probably 40 years.
Your dad's knife.
No, Bill's
Your
knife.
husband's knife, yeah.
Bill's knife.
Yeah.
And it better be there, because I'm just like, I'm not
Does he ever use it? No. I got Dad's pocket knife.
He'll go
back
use
there
the
yet.
steak knife before he gets that knife. But if I'm standing there, he might use it.
Oh,
Go ahead and use my good knives. I'll just get new knives.
I'll just get new knives. Yeah.
I'll just get new knives.
Yeah, but don't get him. You wanted to be
You can
that
use my
way?
paring knife. I'll just get a new
Just
knife.
get a new knife.
You're going to
yeah.
use that, cut, do
If
it.
you ruin that, I'll get a new one. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, but he always, nothing made him madder than somebody used his stuff and not put it where he kept it.
I don't know that we'd ever put anything away, though. We might have, and I just don't remember it.
It'd be better if you left it laying out, that way he'd see it.
Well, I think that's what it was. We
Uh-huh.
didn't take it stuff anywhere.
It'd be
We
better.
left it right there.
Yeah.
'Cause
it
we'd use
would
that
be okay
soldering.
that way.
We'd use that soldering stuff, whatever that spool was.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We'd play with it and
Did you?
melt it and make things. you
Oh, I
know.
never knew that.
We would be out there, and I do remember when he would weld. He wouldn't let us.
Well, it was that bright light.
Yeah, he was just like, you can't look at this. You need to, and we didn't.
Yeah.
But one time he told us there was a cow that was having a baby, having a calf, and he told us not to go out there and watch and look because it would scare the cow.
Oh, okay.
But Jim and I went out there.
And saw the calf born?
Well, I don't remember what I saw. I didn't know what I was looking at.
Uh-huh.
First of all, neither one of us did. And it was out there behind the crib. He was on the other side of the crib. And we ran out to the crib, and both of us were looking around the corner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he saw, Dad, he probably did see us, but we didn't come all the way around the corner. We just peeked. And I think that was probably okay for the cow.
Yeah.
And he never said anything to us, though. We just saw legs and Dad's arm, you know, doing, I don't know what.
Oh, he was out there with the calf.
He was out there with the calf. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was being born. We didn't know what we were looking at. So we was just like, let's go.
Wonder if she must have been having a hard time having the calf. One time, I was pregnant, and one of the cow, she was a year old, and she had been bred when she was a few months old. They come in to heat early.
Sure.
And she got pregnant, and the bull was big and the calf was big, and she couldn't have the calf. And part of the calf was out. I can't remember if the head was out or not, but I know her legs were, one leg was out. And he wanted to know if I'd come and help him pull her out. And I went down, and he and I tried to pull her out. We couldn't get her out.
Oh, no.
And Johnny Bowen was come by, and Johnny tried to, and they couldn't get the calf out.
And cow died.
The calf died, and before, at that time. It was probably alive, but it died because it couldn't, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
And he finally called the veterinarian, and the veterinarian came up, and they had to use a block and tackle to get the calf out. It was that big of a calf.
And she was that young of a mother.
And she was only a year old. Those goddamn
Bulls.
bulls. That's why they got that bull up there.